Hello and welcome to episode 14 of our Timberborn update for hard mode Let's Play with the Iron Teeth faction. Last episode, we got a little bit of stuff done over in this area and made it into a proper reservoir with outflow and a nice cascading release into our main reservoir. And there's a couple more things we can do over here to make this area a little bit better. We'll get to that maybe a little bit later in our episode today, but the main thing we've got to address today is, first of all, our food. Now, you might see this say 1.1k and think, okay, well, we got plenty of food. We only have about 215-ish beavers. No, my friends, we have 500 berries, and we're trying not to treat those as food because that's how we grow more beavers. So we really only have 600, and that's just not enough. That's pretty much, I think in hard mode, 1 day worth of food. And, yeah, so suffice to say, there's a lot of work we could be doing to make our food supply a little bit more robust. That is why we're still paused. I have not unpaused yet. We're going to do a little bit setup before we unpause, just so I don't get carried away and suddenly it's 4 days later and all the food's gone and we haven't planted anything yet. Yeah, so that's going to be a big priority today. Other things we're going to take a look at is fixing our charging station layout. Now, we did get to bots just barely. Last episode we have a whole 2 bots that have been built, but they're incapacitated because they don't have anywhere to charge themselves. Actually, it seems this charging station is complete. So, okay, I'm sorry. They have one place to charge themselves. And we're going to add some more up here. We've determined that we don't need these small warehouses up here, and that's going to be kind of superfluous. But because of the way these bot assemblers are laid out, I can't really connect power to anything up here. So they would have to be placed kind of on this back side, but our orientation is not going to allow this. So I'm actually going to leave these here for now while we figure out some other stuff. But we do have a couple spots right here we can put charging stations. We can also send our pathway continue down here and have stuff kind of intersect. I got to figure out how to get everything to connect the right way, because I don't have the mods, I don't have the side platforms or anything to get over here. So that'll be a problem for a little bit later. We also need to fix a couple of things with tree planting and tree cutting, because these are not trees, these are eggplants, so we don't need to be cutting these down. There's a couple of other spots. Yeah, see, these aren't trees anymore. And does it really matter? No, but I also like to make sure that we try to keep things at least slightly clean and tidy. So I can get rid of all of that. I think we'll leave those marked for cutting because, well, we'll probably need to get over there at some point anyway. So that should take care of that, at least for the time being. And then a couple other little fixes, like this scavenger flag right here is not connected because, well, one, this isn't put in place, and I actually kind of misjudged how this path was going to end up going. So what's probably going to need to happen is we're going to have another staircase right here to connect this side, and that should fix all of that once this goes in. And we have a little bit more we can do over here, but that is not going to be our primary focus. Like I said, we need to do a whole lot with food. So let's take a moment to examine here. We do have our mangrove trees that are bearing fruit, and our gather flags right here are taking advantage of that. And we do have 69 of them stored up, which is nice. And we'll continue to have more of those come in. But what we need to do is we need to start kind of reclaiming this area for farming. We have all of these fermenters. They don't have to be here. We can put them somewhere else, but I do like the idea of having most of the food production that actually has to be food production in this area. What I don't like is kind of how our land use is set up. Like right here, these warehouses are pretty much all empty, so this is a good time for us to take these out and actually use this space for more farming, because we can put these warehouses pretty much anywhere. I just stuck these here because, well, we were in the middle of just trying to figure out what to do with half of this stuff. So that is what we will do. We'll go ahead and, I believe, I don't know why I deleted that one. That's going to be nice for us to have access to this. So I'm actually going to get rid of these berry bushes. Get rid of these paths. And by the time they get rid of all this, this will be a nice little spot to plant some, well, plants. Some things for us to consume. And then I think we can probably also move these builders' huts. Again, they don't need to be in any sort of convenient location. They just need to exist. So like same thing with these guys right here. We could actually put builders' huts pretty much anywhere as long as they're connected with a path. That's going to be pretty much all we have to do. So, considering we have a lot of wood, I was thinking we'll just move these nice and simple right here. Just build those right up off of the water right there. And then as soon as those are built, we'll get rid of these two. And then we'll have a little bit more space available, and we'll also have the opportunity to take back some of our pathing, because this does not have to connect here. We just currently have it connected as kind of a cut through. This one spot right here does not need to be there. We can actually probably make that a little bit more efficient by just putting in stairs right there. And just completely get rid of this entire path. And that'll give us a nice amount of space. And our warehouse for gears does not need to be here. Our warehouse for canola seeds. Actually, canola seeds probably can be here because this is in the general vicinity of the... Oh, that sound. The general vicinity of the oil press is probably okay. We were able to get rid of this stuff. And these paper mills and the explosives factory, because now we have one of these up here. That'll open up a lot of space for us to plant stuff with. And I think that is a very good use of our resources. And we'll end up replacing this paper mill with, if I can fit them, I think I can put 3 more of these fermenters here. Well, not with the compact water wheel in the way. So maybe just 2. But that would definitely be better than nothing, because we do have quite a lot of soybeans that have not been fermented. We also don't have a whole lot of canola oil. We have a lot of medicine, though. So I'm wondering what's happening with our canola, because we have all of this planted here. Are they just not gathering it? Is it kind of a breakdown of priorities? Oh, none of these are prioritizing the canola. Well, we definitely don't need to be prioritizing kohlrabi. I can tell you that right now. That is definitely not a priority. So that will be fixed. So we can go ahead and now get things going in turbo mode. Again, we do have a little bit of time before it starts to become so much of a panic state here. But I just want to make sure that we get all this stuff cleaned up and taken somewhere if that is at all possible. And yes, this is going to mean, wow, we get rid of our labor monument and put it somewhere else. That's not a big deal. We need the space much more. So that is going to be very valuable for us to have all of this space. I think we're going to end up putting... Yeah, these farmhouses have such a huge reach anyway. I think it's going to be nice to have one... maybe not right there. I think we'll do... Yeah, that's going to make the most sense to just put in that right there. We'll have access to all of this. And some of this is stuff we don't have anywhere else for it to go. But let's see, in terms of what is actually needed right now, we have plenty of algae. So I actually don't know. Maybe that's because we don't have canola. We don't have the algae rations. Because we do have the factory for it right here. Yeah, we're just waiting on canola oil. That makes sense. We have some cassava. We have a little bit of corn. We have plenty of eggplants. So we don't need to plant any more eggplant. We don't need to plant any more soybeans. So I'm thinking what we want to plant is cassava and then maybe some more corn. Fortunately, cassava grows pretty fast. It's 5 days versus corn is way up here at 10. So let's just go ahead and start out with all cassava right here. and let them do what they need to do. Now we're waiting on planks. And we do have 3 of these plank factories. Industrial lumber mills, excuse me. But we are using all of these components to build bots, which we may or may not need. But it's still fun to have them, though. Yeah, now they're going to plant. That's all going nicely. Are there any other things over here we can move to have access to additional planting space? I know we have over here, but that is outside the range of a farm, so I think what we'll do instead is we'll plant some trees here. We'll just put down some nice big oaks. That will take care of that. This is now actually ready for us to put in a lumberjack flag. That was our original plan. That will be nice to have there. Mangroves are doing well. We have our harvest continue for the mangrove fruits. Yeah, we just need storage space for our processed food. We have fermented cassava here, fermented soybeans, mangrove fruits, and then on the back side here, why do we have space for 1,200 dandelions? We don't need that many. Kohlrabi, berries, and then under here, I believe, is our, logs and stuff. Yeah, so dandelions do not need to go in this giant thing, and neither do kohlrabi. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into algae rations. We're going to turn this into corn rations. Berries probably do need to stay there. We need to find somewhere else to put our rations for eggplant, which we actually have the most of. So why didn't I pick that? Yeah, we'll put eggplant rations in this one. So that means we are going to need to find a place for our dandelions. We have really no need to have 300 of them. So realistically, canola oil. Do we have storage for just canola? I think we can probably just get by with a small warehouse for canola. Right here, canola seeds. Make use of that. These guys are just chilling here. We're waiting on planks. We are really, really waiting on planks as we're quite far up here. So let's just for the sake of things actually making sense, let's pause all of our bot building at the moment. So we don't use any more of those resources because we definitely need to be increasing our production of those things. It's just kind of not working out fantastic for us right now. Most of that's our own fault, though. Yeah, so our dynamite storage does not need to be there. It can be pretty much anywhere else, as long as I can find a good spot for it. Yeah, see, like right here would probably not be the worst. Just completely mirror our dynamite storage up here and then get it out of the ground. Well, out of the area down here, so we can make better use of that space. And then I think we can go ahead and put in another set of platforms here. Now, when we take this out, it is going to break our power connection to all of this, so we'll do that last. And this is going to break our coffee brewery right here. So now the fun really, really begins. So we might actually want to start by getting rid of the explosives factory, because this is all connected here. Yeah, let's get rid of that. And actually just go ahead and delete that. It doesn't matter. Haulers will take care of everything. And then we just have to kind of be careful how we put the rest of this in here. We can actually get back this corner square here. And that will give us a 4x3 space, which is actually the perfect size for another one of these pods of fermenters, which seems realistically like the best use of that space. So let's put in this guy right here. Will fit quite nicely. And then we will, of course, put one here and one here just as soon as that is ready. And then we might even be able to just do one facing this way, one facing this way. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. These things don't always make sense. But at the end of the day, it does usually end up working, so we're doing okay on that. Good news is our food supply is looking slightly better, even though we have fewer berries. It is looking pretty strong on the cassava. We have the mushrooms, fermented soybeans, kohlrabi. We don't have the eggplant rations yet because, well, I actually don't know why. So we're waiting for the dandelions to go somewhere, but I don't have anywhere for the dandelions to go. Oh, what a fun time, huh? So what are we not fermenting? That was the algae. Well, the algae doesn't go in the fermenter. That's just for mushrooms, cassava, and soybeans. But if we put some of them here, we can actually remove from this area. We can actually shift all of this away to somewhere else, which is going to open up some more farmland space right here, which is probably what we want to do. I just have to decide what we're going to put over here, because these are, right now we have cassava right here, soybeans, and mushrooms. One of each. So let's actually make this into cassava right here. And I think we'll just go ahead and go for broke. Plop down our fermenters right here and right here. Change these to be cassavas. They should build those pretty quick. We can now take this out, which then becomes this. There we go. So now we have all this extra space to plant, you guessed it, cassava right here. And they're going to start building all of this stuff. Our coffee brewery can go pretty much anywhere else. So I think what we're going to end up doing here, get our corner back. Plant one more cassava right here in the corner. And then we have now a 3x3 space we can do anything we want with. Could be a good excuse to just leave this where it is and put in 2 more of these fermenters, or we could possibly put in an oil press over here with some space on the side and clear up that area, which actually sounds pretty tempting to do that. If we went that route, we could put in a fermenter right here to bridge that, and then in this space we would have room for a warehouse that we could then use to store canola seeds, which I think we will do. As soon as that is built, then we can get rid of this, and then this and this. And then we're going to have to find somewhere else to put our canola oil once it's actually refined. So that's cassava there, and then this means that now this can go bye-bye. This doesn't have to be power. This can go anywhere else. It will move. We just need to get this up and running. They're waiting on gears that we don't have because we were using them all for bot production. But that shouldn't be an issue now because we paused all of that, so we should see our gears start to slowly come back. And then that should look okay. Did I not plant anything here? There we go. That was weird. Yeah, so they're waiting on gears, which we can actually get by. That sound is it's something, man. So we have our 3 cassava right here. We can get rid of these 3, move our healer, move our medicine, and our beds here. And then suddenly we have a whole lot more space to mess with. And we really didn't even lose anything of value. We just have to move our healer over here, probably closer to our actual beavers, which we can do right there. And we'll put in our tanks for... yeah, I guess we'll just do that. That's fine. Tanks for medicine right there, and then we can put in dandelions. I can remember what those things look like. Sheesh, right here? Okay. That will work out just fine. Then we actually have a couple more spots for storage on that regard, which actually we can go ahead and just pop in a regular medium warehouse, because what else am I going to do with this space right here? That immediately filled up. So that is very good. Now this is back to normal. I just have to decide what we're going to put in here. So what do we have extra? We have soybeans. All right, we'll do a fermented soybean right there. So now we have all this extra space. Seeing what we do not have a lot of in the raw format, we have plenty of soybeans. We probably still could use a little more cassava, honestly. It seems like that's kind of a good staple crop that's not going to be too difficult. So we'll just go ahead and plant some more of those. And I'm now thinking maybe I shouldn't have designed this way. In fact, I know this is probably a little frustrating for some of you to watch, but I think we're going to move these again and put them on top of these platforms, because that's going to give us a couple more squares, and they can still reach everything that they need to reach over here. That will allow us to get rid of all of this right here. As soon as that's built, that'll be a much better, more optimized solution for food growing, which we always love to see. Still waiting on gears, huh? I guess we're just slow on the gears. I didn't realize it took 20. I thought it was like 5. Maybe I'm just off my rocker. But yes, friends, as many of you predicted, we are now in a little bit of a food crisis, but not to worry. We do have mangrove fruits that can be harvested, and they are being harvested. It's just kind of a slow process. And we do have other things growing in constantly. We just have to harvest them, like these guys are doing right here. Now we have these 4. So I'm actually going to leave these here just for right now, so they can all harvest everything and we can get to fermenting, make sure everything is good to go. We are waiting on canola oil, which is unfortunately kind of a backlogged supply thing, because we don't have our oil press. That is definitely a drag. Oh, these actually don't need canola oil. Never mind. I was thinking of the soybeans, which we don't have any oil. We have plenty of medicine, though. I can't believe how much medicine we have. It's kind of unreal. Okay, so that needs to accept canola seeds. No, this is supposed to be dandelions. So I clicked on the wrong thing. All right, yeah, so now they can... Oh, did I not connect this? All right, let's make sure we do that. Yeah, get those out of here so we can put our eggplant rations in there so we can make more eggplants, because I know we just have them sitting here waiting to be harvested because there's nowhere for them to go. So let's, yeah, let's do that post-haste, please. Thank you. Now this is full, that's full. We still have 65. 65. I do not need that many. I really don't. Oh, this is the one that needed 5 gears. Okay, well now we have the problem of digging into our berry supply, which is not ideal, shall we say. Definitively not an ideal proposition. Especially because we still do not have enough for our oil press. Oh boy. This is the fun. Alright, I believe our hauling post is all... yes. I will turn this back on once we have enough capacity here. Why are we not... Nobody's working. Okay, alright, well, let's fix that. Double our gear output overnight. Yeah, we'll just have to put these back up, because we really shouldn't be in a position to have to worry too much about any of this. It should be pretty much automatic. All right. Actually, our power generation is pretty robust. Currently in the dry season, it is more or less meeting needs. But if we can get a little bit better at harnessing the power of our water wheels, then I think we can be in a really, really good position moving forward. We just have to have more water flowing through here, which it's not really possible, I don't think. Either that or we have to channel our outflows more effectively, which are over here. And I don't really know if that's going to be very viable. But this area is looking nice here. It should be functioning pretty well. These guys are hungry because there's no food, so they might actually die of hunger unless we put in a farm over here, which we very easily could do, even if it's just kohlrabi, so we don't have a mass extinction event on our hands. Yeah, so let's put a farmhouse there, and then just go ahead and plant some very, very basic food just to keep our beavers alive. This will allow us actually to go all the way up here. Oh, this is beautiful. Look at this mess. More of these radish things than anyone could ever hope or want to eat. We'll just plant those here. We can give them a little bit of extra help as well, because our builder's hut is marked as a lower priority workplace, which means they should go into the farmhouse as soon as they actually have the resources, which they do. They're just going to be they're going to be some hungry beavers. They're going to be some very, very hungry beavers, but they should be able to get to work taking care of all of this. There's 20 of them. We actually need probably more water storage. Would be a smart thing for us to do. Do we have gears? No, I'm not gonna commit to that. We'll just build another couple of tanks here. It's the easiest thing for them to do. Now they need to get to work building this immediately because they are not going to get any more food. This district also does not have food, so we might actually have a kind of a beaver extinction event happen, which would be a tremendous shame. Fortunately, our hydroponics are pretty much idiot-proof because we have a ton of water as long as they're staffed, which they are. Then they should be good to go. Why are these all at 0? Oh, it's because they don't have... we haven't been able to do algae rations because we don't have canola oil. But our mushrooms are ticking along nicely. We now have canola oil working slowly. And we just need them to harvest canola, which they are doing. Come to think of it, that's not a great spot for canola, so why don't we, when we go to plant this area, I know I keep pausing again, but we can turn this area into growing canola. That's going to be a much more convenient location. And we really won't need a ton of it, but we do need it. Look how bad this has gotten. Well, we're still only dying of old age and not starvation yet. Yeah, it's going to be bleak here in a little bit. Good news is these fruits regrow every 10 days, and we can harvest those. We do still have some here. I don't know why this is going so slowly in terms of harvesting. We probably should give them a little bit of help. Probably. I don't think I want to get rid of any coffee bushes. So our algae rations are still waiting on canola oil. Oh, so now that is starting to dry out. Which probably shouldn't be a thing because of our water dump, but we can go ahead and let a little bit of water out. Just to give ourselves a little bit more power, a little bit more water in here. Shouldn't really require much. Just let it feed through. There we go. That should be enough. We'll shut that off. And there goes some of that water. Should still be fine as long as this doesn't completely dry out, which it won't. Hopefully. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time. But we do have canola. We just need to probably prioritize this building and make sure they have the ability to actually get stuff in there. Now, this things in this district are definitely not looking great. Neither are these, because now these guys are very much in the danger zone. And it's very likely they're going to die. Which is tragic and completely avoidable. So I think what we're going to need to do is make a direct connection from District 1 to District 3. Even though it's going to be long, I think it would go a long way toward helping our beavers out. So what we're going to probably do here, we have our path here. If we can get ourselves a logical way to get across here and connect up, it's probably our best chance. This is going to take a whole lot more wood and metal than we have access to. Unless we do it the quote-unquote boring way by just building a whole bunch of platforms here. Which we probably should have done in the first place. If we have stairs go there... I almost said stairs go theirs. Ugh, man. Brain is fried. But let's put these here. Actually, if I go this way, I could just have it be completely straight. Yeah, let's do that. And I think we'll just do another set of 2. We'll do 3, 2, and 1. All the way up. I miss my ladders mod, I really do. I made a mistake. And that was not putting a district crossing in. Which we're going to have to do probably... I guess it can just be right here. That makes the most sense, to just stick that right there. It is kind of still far away, but I don't want to put that go away. We're probably still going to have a mass extinction event before this is even remotely possible to be constructed, but it'll get that infrastructure there. And even though it's suboptimal to the core, it is better than nothing. Yeah, these guys are definitely not living their best lives right now. And we've got at minimum another 2 days before we can harvest any of these. Food crisis. Gotta love it. I still can't make any eggplant things. Do I even have one to make eggplant? I do. Oh, but it needs canola oil. Okay, so it's kind of a multifaceted problem. At least we have fermented mushrooms that they can immediately eat all of. Alright, yeah, we're dying of hunger over here. Dying of hunger. Kind of unavoidable, I guess, the way these things were going. But these are the problems that you deal with when you do stuff like this. We will remember them. We will rebuild. Just might not be for a little while. While we try to take care of the rest of the stuff. But I am glad we finally started doing a little bit more with this. It was long overdue. Now, I don't know why they're not harvesting all of this, because it's definitely in range. So I think, oh, this prioritized soybean, and no. Prioritize your canola. Definitely do that. I think we might need another farmhouse. That's what I've noticed, is these farmhouses are not very quick. They're not very fast. But I don't know where I would have room to put another farmhouse up here. It would kind of have to be, because we already have these two here. Yeah, this guy needs to be harvesting canola. So I guess we'll just set them to harvest because we have everything else planted right now. And this should be growing within, oh, okay, never mind. We're on day 2 of 9, I guess. So it's going to be almost the end of the drought before this is ready to go, which is unfortunate. Oh, we're harvesting this canola, so that's something at least. Now, do I even have storage for canola seeds? I might not. Oh, I do. I have somewhere. Oh, yeah, I put them there. So let's set that to obtain. I don't know why we don't have them in there. I actually don't even know where the other canola seed warehouse is. Did I put it somewhere over here? I wish I could just click and go to it from up here. But I guess that's forbidden knowledge that I don't have access to. Well, there's nothing I can really do about that. We'll just have to keep on keeping on. Well, at least we have canola seeds here, so this can just kind of keep doing its thing. I'm going to go ahead and unlock this for bots, just because this is a super important thing that definitely needs to be happening as fast as possible so we can get a whole lot more food. Oh, I'm so sorry, my beavers. At least we have a couple of fermented cassavas here. Kohlrabies are coming along tomorrow. You'll have them if you last that long, dying of hunger. The Beaver Protection Agency or Society of Prevention for the Cruelty of Beavers, or whatever the acronym you guys came up with. Gonna have a field day with this one. But we are taking steps to mitigate the problem. It's just it's not going great. Not going fantastic. So while we're waiting for the inevitable beaver deaths, other things that we can kind of get started in the meantime. All these trees over here, we do have a little bit of log storage. We could definitely add some more just to keep things on hand. Add a couple of those. It's very, very cheap to store logs here that we can eventually use to kind of put ourselves a barrier around here. So I think we can kind of start placing these in here one piece at a time. Start in the corners. Give these guys something to do. Yeah, we'll just have this go around the entire outside here. So they can start building, because we are, of course, going to have this completely cordoned off so we can use this, because we kind of need it. That'll give them something to do. Food is progressing. Yeah, looking nice. I kind of want to plant some more kohlrabi, but I also kind of don't, because I feel like it's a very inefficient use of space. Not what we need to be doing. Now that we have some more canola going in, that should put us in a substantially better place. Oh, I didn't put any more medical beds in. We definitely can do that. Put in a couple of those guys. See if we can find any. Okay, we have those two still. But we need to have medical beds primarily as a place to just kind of dump medicine. I know, as weird as that sounds. We just don't have a lot of places we can do that, so I will just kind of stick these wherever they'll fit. I just added another 2 or 3 of those, because I need to get these eggplants in here. So these dandelions need to go away, which means they need to go into these other warehouses, which means our healer here needs to be able to make more medicine, which I guess they will, because they're sleeping. They'll get to it at some other point in time. Yep, more beavers dying of hunger. And more importantly, we can't fuel these breeding pods if we don't have any more of the berries. But this does seem to be going reasonably well. It's just going to take a little while to catch up. I'm going to get rid of these berries storage right here, because we have a 1200 berry storage over here. Not going to be an issue, which gives us some more room to plant something. We already have a bunch of soybeans. Probably going to unplant all of these. Actually, let's just unplant all of these because we have a bunch of soybeans over here. We'll unplant all these. We'll make these cassava because that is, well, it seems to be something we can definitely make use of. Hopefully. Just go ahead and plant it. So we don't need to worry about it. Well, it is slowly recovering. It's just kind of a disaster for the 10 or so beavers that have died of hunger so far. But we are making great strides. We actually do have this up and running now, which is nice, except we don't have any beavers available to work there, so we're going to take 2 of them out of there, have them work in the district crossing, and hopefully now we can have storage, as we do have warehouses for everything, and we do have, oh, these are dying now. That's nice, I guess. Okay, one of these needs to be in harvest mode. There we go. Yeah, so I guess I kind of predicated the location of all of these kohlrabi on the idea that this would always be full, which it very clearly will not. But it's not a big deal. We're only losing a little bit, and this is kind of emergency backup food anyway. We still have 20 beavers, though, because they're going to draw minimum of 20 at all times because of how we have our immigration set up. So I guess that's fine. Now the problem is we have fewer beavers over here, as one does. That's all right. Have our canola seeds here. We had our guy working overtime at the canola press, the oil press. We probably should have another one of these, in all honesty. But I don't really know where we're going to stick it. Oh, that's right. We're going to get rid of this. Except now this is going to end up being kind of a problem here. So let's change that straight power shaft to give us a little bit of... Wow, that was quick. A little bit of insurance. We'll put our little power shaft turn there to try and make sure we can delete this without having a huge problem. And we still cannot go through our eggplants fast enough. I guess it's the canola. It has to be the canola oil. That's the problem here. So now I've got to figure out the best way to utilize our space here. I could just cover this entire thing with platforms and turn this into a big old refinery area, which honestly might be the move, might be the best option for us. Yeah, so we'll just do that. So let's see. Can I most efficiently fit stuff in here? I can put 2 of these right here, but that's not a good layout for that because of the way these doors are positioned. If I did this right here, that wouldn't be a great thing for our pathing. Definitely kind of worked myself into a corner here. But if I do that, then I can also get away with putting stuff in kind of some suboptimal positions by putting this here and this here, that I can put another fermenter, not there, but I can put another fermenter here. Then we can have some storage. Where is the door to this one? Yeah. Fermenter here, I think, is probably the best option, because then we can put in a couple of warehouses here, here, and here, and just have a path in the middle. And it should all be pretty easily power transferable. I know the warehouses don't transfer power, but we have our secret weapon here of our power shafts being able to be removed and replaced with something else. Yeah, that was the one we wanted. Put that in there, and then one over here can go from there to here. Get those put in place. I know we're not having any any power here. So let's get these prioritized. Get everything hooked back up, and then see, we're going to have to figure out what all this is going to be. Cassava's here. This is set to soybeans. These are soybeans. These are mushrooms. These are probably going to have to be soybeans again, just because we have so many other soybeans waiting. But ideally, the oil press will be able to make quick work of that, and we'll put our canola seeds right there, and right there, and right there, to have plenty of storage ready to go. Hopefully, that'll end up working nicely for us. Okay. Plant some more of these cassavas right here. Making good progress. Very good progress there. People are still hungry, but this district at the very least does have the backup kohlrabies here, which will end up saving the lives of some beavers. We did only lose about 10, which, considering how bad the food situation had gotten, I think is pretty good. Pretty good. We're still trying to get dandelions out of here. Are you serious? So I can't really, I guess I could if I really wanted to. Yeah, we're just gonna kill our thing there. Just get rid of the dandelions. It's not worth it. So instead, we'll do that. Just have this rebuilt. We'll take this last 5 out and say enough is enough. Okay, we're out of water here. Let's bring a little bit out. That should do it. Just re-splash this a little bit. Now, I keep getting comments saying I need to build a dam here. No, I don't. Because the whole reason I got rid of this is because this was overtopping here. And we don't want that. It all goes to the same place. And when the water's flowing, it actually will fill this up nicely and come back behind here to fill the rest of our reservoir. So there's absolutely no problem outside of just maybe a little bit of uneven flow in the beginning and the end of the wet season, but I'm not worried about it. I think it's fine. We don't need to be very concerned. Now, why is it that we have so much? Where's the eggplant? Yeah. We have so much of a hard time processing eggplants. I guess it's still the canola oil, even though we have all of these now, which probably need to all be bots. Yeah, let's just make those all bots. It's probably for the best. Now these are operating. Probably need to have some more of those. I'm no longer worried about our paper production because we've done most of our blasting, and we have 124 explosives all ready to go. So I think next thing we need to be building, and as far as these things are concerned, is definitely going to be more industrial lumber mills and more gear workshops. The bad thing about that is it's going to require a whole lot of platforms, and that's going to be it's going to be pretty expensive. The good news, though, is we can, in fact, remove these power shafts and just put the things directly up next to the engines, which is going to save us a whole lot of time. The bad news is that is still going to be a very long process, and it's not going to be cheap either. So all we can do is just kind of keep on keeping on over here. Use a whole bunch of resources to put a bunch of these in, and just roll with it. And I think we can also, we don't need this power shaft on the end here, or at the very least we don't need it to be how it currently is set up, because we do have power coming in from this side to drive all of this. So we can either get rid of this section of power shaft and just route it through one of these buildings, and then connect our pathway here or we can get rid of this section of power shaft and do something similar. But I'm not entirely sure what the best option would be for that. So I don't know. We might have to think about it a little bit. Once this is a little bit more better organized, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. Let's see, these are not connected completely, so we might actually want to start down here. Getting rid of some of these. See, that would be one here, one here, one here, one here. So this is enough space for five of these things. So what I was thinking of doing, our gear workshops, we can probably leave these two next to these three because the gear workshops do use planks. So this probably nice to have those paired up. And I was thinking probably putting maybe another 2 gear workshops and another 2 industrial lumber mills over here, and starting with that because we do still have plenty of planks. I don't feel like that's a choke point for us at this exact moment in time, but it is going to need to be something that we address. Yes, we can okay, well actually the only stuff that's powering over here are these machines we have all turned off, and this one engine. So if we go ahead and get rid of that, we can start putting in, I guess I'll just start with a gear workshop. We'll try that. And I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these power shafts. That's not going to be a problem there. That's something to start out with. We can kind of let that go as it will. Now, I was thinking I was going to have to build some more canola oil storage, but we don't ever have it long enough to really worry about storing it because we have so much consumption happening. But now look at this. Look at all the fermented soybeans we have. We have 734, 754, 740. Okay, well, it fluctuates. Going back and forth a little bit. So yeah, so we were definitely right to start getting rid of some of those. We just really did not need so many. I think since we have so much water, we can actually go ahead and build a lot more hydroponic gardens. I appreciate these lights flickering, although I think that's kind of an unintended graphical glitch. So maybe we won't get too excited about that. So we can find a good spot to build some more of these. I think it might make sense to go ahead and actually build some more platforms here. And start putting in some other hydroponic stuff. Probably not going to be using them to make algae because algae has an extra processing step. Mushrooms can just be fermented, which I guess is still a processing step. But regardless, we're going to put 3 of these in. 2 of them set to mushrooms. And I guess we can set 1 to algae. Once we start putting bots on all of these, they'll be a lot more efficient. And we will see where it goes from there. So I can't put another 3x3 here, but I can here. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. I think we'll just leave that be for now. Now we have 1,500 food, except only 4 of its berries. So our poor breeding pods are going to be lacking here. But the good news is, now our District 3 has food. They have some food, at least. So the direct connection probably was a good idea. I know I kind of brushed that off a couple episodes ago when people said, hey, you need to do this, because I didn't think there was an easy way to do it. But then I kind of forgot that this was right here, and it was super close. So definitely should have done that a long time ago. And, yeah. It's okay to make mistakes, as long as you learn from them. And nobody dies in the process. So I guess I did not do it the right way by having a bunch of beavers die. But hey, you live, you learn. Stuff's fine. So we have, oh yeah, that's right. We can go ahead and keep building these levees here. we'll just place these until they are all finished. I think I can still do that. Yes. I sure can. Actually, I can place all of these, can't I? Yes, I can. Why are you clicking those individually? Because I want them all to face the same direction. Why do you want them to face the same direction? Because I probably have undiagnosed some sort of mental disorder. But that's okay. We're all a little bit strange in our own ways. I love how fast they're doing this now. It's like they're mocking me. You could have done this a lot sooner, but you were messing around with your crops over here. No, we're all good. Okay, cassava's here, here, and here. Oh, good. Now we can finally get rid of these soybeans. We have so many soybeans. All right, eggplants. What is the deal with eggplants, man? Is it just like a? It's got to be an oil thing. It has to be. We're never gonna have enough. We're never gonna have enough oil. Maybe that's what I should have been planting instead of this stuff. Okay, so we're going to unplant all of these soybeans. First, I'll make sure I don't have a stop prioritizing soybeans over here. We'll unplant all of these soybeans. They'll harvest these, and okay, that's going to take a while. Oh, the drought's almost over. I wasn't even paying attention. Goes to show you. So we'll replace these with soybeans. And then I think we will slowly start migrating the soybeans away from being super far away. Just because that's not really the best spot for those to go. We might actually be able to cool it a little bit on the cassava production. So I'm actually going to take away 2 rows of that, and we're going to replace those with canola. We definitely need a lot more than we have. I think our soybean production just over here is perfectly fine. We might even be able to have a discussion about maybe getting rid of some of these trees. Because that's a lot of trees, and this is some areas we could definitely stand to have some other crops growing. But we'll see. Drought is over. Cycle 24, day 1, so let's slow down a little bit. This probably actually would be a good place to end today's video, but we're not in an hour yet, so if you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. Let's just keep going a little bit, but I do want to take a second here to evaluate where we're at so we don't get too carried away. We made a lot of good improvements with our food supply here by moving some of this upstairs or relocating entirely, so that's good progress. I like that. We also, depending on how we want to have this set up, we could theoretically move these 6 right here, these fermenters. We could put them somewhere else in a place that's a little bit less convenient to get to, but would also allow us to have some more farming space. I think for right now we're probably okay. Without that, let's set that to 1.5 so we can generate power when those come down. We should have plenty more water coming in here now as we're entering the next cycle. So I think this area is going to be just fine. These are set to 3. I'm going to set them to 2.5 so the water can come out this way. We might want to consider putting in a levee system and then some more water wheels here to generate power for some food production in this district, but that is not a today problem to solve. That is definitely something else to do later. But in terms of things I wanted to accomplish today, I think we've gotten most of them done. So we'll go back on our triple speed. We'll see how long our temperate season is looking. If it's short, we'll go through all of it. If it's not, we might not. Who am I kidding? We'll probably still go through all of it anyway. 'Cause that's just how we roll. Yeah, so this is going to be all canola here. We'll make that cassava again. Just get these things going because we definitely need them. So why are we not planting? Oh, because this is a harvest mode. This one needs to be a planting mode. I guess we do need kohlrabi even if it's not the best or the most glamorous crop. It is still one of those kind of necessary things. So, considering how much wood we actually have, I think we're probably okay to start unplanting. Yes, I know that's blasphemy. It's sacrilege to unplant a forest area. But I think this is much better served growing some sort of food versus anything else. We still have plenty of corn, which is funny considering how small of a patch we have growing it. And the eggplant, for that matter. Yes, this is all going to be canola. I might even just leave this canola as it is. Haven't quite made up my mind on that. We've made no progress here, but we have made progress here with our gear workshops. So that seems to be going pretty well. We don't have any storage for the gears because I did get rid of those. So that is something, if I were a little bit better at planning, then I wouldn't have backed myself up to the edge of the map with this. Because then we could have a whole network of storage under here, but there's just no way to access it. I guess we could, if we really wanted to, put a couple layers here and just have a thing off to the side. That actually sounds kind of smart. So let's actually do that. I think I can fit, is that a triple high? Yeah, so I can't put 2 of the 1200 storages. I'd have to do 3 stacks of 200, which, you know, is okay. We shouldn't ever really have that much stored anyway. And then I think that's going to be... Yeah, it's going to be where we want that. So we'll put in... This is not going to be a fixed today thing. It's going to be a, oh, yes, we can do that now thing. Whenever they get around to building it. Because I am going to have a path come through here. 3 levels, of course, to get into everything. Have I mentioned lately how much I miss the ladders mod? No, we're not going to be adding mods to this playthrough because it is a vanilla playthrough, but the next one we start, you better believe we're getting that ladders mod in there. So coming along here, I think is going to be the best option. Have our pathways go like this. So, seeing that, we also have the opportunity here to kind of figure out the best path for the rest of our stuff. So if we were to put that there, we'll have to stack this, of course. Have this go straight across, and then we can have another set of stairs and stuff going in here, which actually, in my misplaced zeal, I should have done this that way. That way we can connect everything. Now I'm just kind of messing with stuff in ways that don't really make sense. Trying to engineer some sort of overly complicated solution to a problem that doesn't even need to be a concern of anybody's. We'll just have this connect here in the most inefficient way possible. Because I need this to be able to connect. Yeah, this is decidedly insane. I think is what's happening here. So I need all of these to be able to come in this way. So if I have the path come in here, this needs to come in from up. We could actually just completely stack this, but then I'd have to come in from another side. The problem is this is so close to the edge of the map that I really have no other options. You know what? It's okay to admit when you've designed something that is so terrible, God himself laughs at you. So let's just, well, this isn't any better than just shift backspacing. Alright, no, I'm not going to waste my time doing it the correct way. We'll just kill this a mercy kill before it has a chance to just completely poison everything else. We will figure out a better solution to that later when it is a different day. Right now, this is looking just fine. We're gonna just forget that ever happened. We'll do something better later on, because we have some canola to plant. All of this, and as these trees get cut down, we'll replace them with crops. It just might take a little while to get there. Yeah, it seems like our chief problem still is the whole canola issue. But we are slowly improving. Berry population is can take a while to recover, as is our regular beaver population. But it is looking nice there. And now I did not rebuild our monument to labor quite yet because, well, obviously that was one of those things we had to remove. So if I had a good place to put those, it's going to be somewhere every beaver has to go at least once per day. Ah, there's our warning. Okay, so that's going to be the end of that in 3 days. But the problem is, to actually build this, they have to have scaffolding, which means I need to build platforms, which is kind of annoying. So we're not going to worry about that right now. We'll just let them do what they need to do and keep on building other stuff, that is. Oh, this area needs to have water in it, so let's immediately fix that. I completely forgot. For some reason, this never wants to fill correctly. But now our water is coming back over here, which is looking nice. We're actually overflowing. Overflowing. So this needs to go down to 2, I think, to help solve that problem. Water is slowly filling this area. Probably should just go ahead and set that to 0.5 to make sure that's all good to go. The extra water coming through here is going to help with that, so we don't waste as much coming off of here. Now, oh good, this is dry and it's completely enclosed. That is excellent news. It will not flood. There should not be any water really coming out of here at all, depending on how fast this area fills up. So I don't think we have anything to worry about with that. That's flowing nicely. This is flowing nicely. We are generating power. We have... Wow, that's a lot of red. We haven't really had to use our gravity batteries, which I guess is nice. But we need to start making some more bots, because we have bot jobs that have to be done that aren't being done because we've paused everything. I think we now have enough stuff being made that we can turn these all back on. These were already all turned on. We have gears stored to finish building these. I think we're good. Our metal supply is, well, it's not fantastic, but it is getting better. As long as these guys can go to work, which they should be able to, we'll be okay. Are we spilling out of here yet? We are, and our little levees here are doing a fantastic job. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. This should be pretty much the only protection we're going to need for this, except now water is coming out of this side because it's... Oh, look, there's so much. Okay, so that means we need to put in here. These need to be dams, which I'm pretty sure we already knew was a thing that needed to happen. We just kind of ignored it conveniently. Yeah, so they can come get those pieces, then we'll put these two in. That will help prevent this from backing up quite so much. There you go. So that will help that become less of a problem. This can stop being an entire block down. We can go to half a block down so this doesn't spill this way, but that should still be fine. Looking good. We haven't done anything else over here, which is unfortunate, but that wasn't the focus today. The focus was on preventing all of our beavers from dying, and I think in that regard, we did a pretty decent job. So now we have 4. That's a rooftop terrace. We have 4 hydroponic gardens growing algae. We have 5 growing mushrooms. We somehow still don't have a backlog of any food except eggplants and cassava. I don't know why. The eggplant, I guess it's the canola oil. It must still be the canola oil. I did not think we're going to need that much of it, but I guess we do. Well, we will fix that problem in due time. Got 1 day left of our temperate cycle, then we'll find out why is this cultivation halted. Why? Oh, because nobody's working in it. Okay. Let's make sure all of our food things are not set up to allow people to escape. Okay, that sounds dystopian, but that should never happen. Yeah, come on. It's at 97%. That better not die. Somebody get in here and do the work, please. I'm asking nicely. There we go. Or did it die? It definitely did. That's really annoying. Okay. Alright, that's already kind of a problem. Now, I think, yeah, food is at 2100. That's looking good. Fermented cassava is at 725. We have almost 1,000 fermented soybeans. Yeah, we can just kind of keep getting rid of soybeans, I think. Either that or this is exactly the right amount. And we can make this more canola oil. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Let's just make sure final preparations before the end of the drought. This is now looking pretty good over here. That's looking good. We are, food-wise, pretty healthy over here. That's nice. This district is looking good. Yeah, no complaints here, I don't think. We just have to make sure that we are preparing adequately. I will put this all the way up to 3, just so we can make sure we store as much water as possible. I know it's still going to keep coming out of here, but what can you do? There's not really anything. Not really anything you can do about that. Just go ahead and back this up. I think we can go ahead and set that all the way up as well. Get everything nice and full. Drain off all of the extra water here. It's looking nice. Got 0.2 days left. Almost there. Almost there. And as soon as we start getting some more of this canola in, then we should be in a pretty good food security flow here. Our bot assemblers cannot get all of their parts, which is fine because we don't have enough people to work in the bot part factories. 29-day drought. Okay, that's going to be fun mode. Fun, fun, fun. Let's let some extra water out of here so it doesn't turn into a problem somewhere else. Get rid of that extra flooding. So we don't want that coming over the other side there. Cool. Back to normal speed. Alright. We're in a very good place now. I feel pretty confident about that. This district is now no longer going to starve. We could maybe in the future look into planting some better food here. We're just not in a position to have power yet. Maybe next episode, a good project would be to start making some power generation here with the water wheels, because there is a ton of water stored here. And we could very easily make enough power to at least charge some gravity batteries and allow us to do at least a little bit of fermentation. So that is something we could think about for next time. We can expand the storage and all of our resources here, because this area has been woefully underdeveloped. We can have our underground ruins finally... we have so much science. We can finally get into this because we do have almost enough of the treated planks to do that. That's just the limit of the storage we currently have set up for those. We need to get some more gears, but I don't think that's a big issue. We could get this going and actually have a better source of metal, turn this into its own little metal refinement district even. Although power would be a challenge, except we do have the capability to use engines, so maybe that's something we can do next time. Please do let me know what you would like to see next in the comments for this one. There's a lot of different options we have, and also if you have any ideas for names for districts, you can feel free to drop those below. I do like the idea of polling people to name districts. That was a lot of fun in the last playthrough, so I think we'll do that again. So if you have any ideas for either of these 3 districts, well, either would not be for 3 districts, would be for 2. For any of the 3 districts, you can drop a comment below, let me know what you want to call it. This one currently, well, they're all just numbered. This is District 1, the main district with most of the farming. The one in the middle of the lake currently is District 2, and the one up here on the hill is District 3. So, yeah, just tell me, I want to name District 3, whatever you want to name District 3, and then just leave that in the comments. We'll start probably by naming District 1. I'll run one poll before each new episode that comes out, since these are going to be coming out Tuesday, Thursday, and most likely Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday is going to be the schedule for this series as we figure out what else we're doing. But yeah, that is just about all the time we got for this one. It ended up being a little longer. Sorry, or you're welcome, depending on your opinion on video length. So thanks for being here. Appreciate you. I hope you're having a fantastic day. As always, it is just so much fun to get to do this and find a good camera angle for the closing monologue, I guess. But it's a fun game, and it's a fun community, and you guys are really great about stuff. So I'm so glad the comment section is not a disaster zone, as it can be with some of these other videos that some people make. So thanks for being great people. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being supportive, and big thank you, of course, to the Beard Boosters who are making some fun new stuff in the future, a whole lot more accessible for me to do and dedicate time to with their financial contributions every month. So if you want to be a part of that, there are links in the description. If not, that's totally fine. Just glad that you are here and that we get to share this together, because it's just so much fun. But that's enough of my rambling for one day. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, whatever it is you're doing. Stay safe, have fun. I'm going to go spend some time with my mom. Well, right now I'm recording this at 12:08 a.m. on Saturday night, so I won't be doing a live stream, of course, today. But we'll be back at it again with another video on Monday of Austria. I've got some fun stuff to fix on that one. And then other fun things as well. Hopefully I can find time to do a live stream during the week in the evening. I've been really trying to get that going, because weekends are not always something that works, as we learned this weekend. But yeah, that's it. Have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, have fun, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.